How's it going, everyone? Hope you're well and welcome back to another Sanderson show along with Luke Tanner. And we have just got the small matter of the two baddest men on the planet currently. The interim champ Cyril Gane versus the knockout machine in Francis Ngannou. Not to mention a trilogy fight between Figueiredo and Moreno. This is UFC 270. This is the preview show. Let's go. Luke, first and foremost, Happy New Year, bro. How you doing?
Hey, Happy New Year, mate. Hopefully everything's well with you.
Yeah, not too bad, man. Not too bad. New Year's come. We're in almost the end of January, which is crazy. Like this month's flown by.
Yeah. Hey, New Year's not started off well for me. I've
It
been
hasn't, no.
to cancel. I've been in and out of hospital for the last month, so
Oh,
I'm
sorry
willing
to
to
hear that,
tap.
man. COVID
I'm willing to
related or
tap off the
COVID
year.
related?
No, nothing COVID related. Thank
Oh,
goodness. I've
touch
been
wood.
triple jabbed, so I'm all fine with COVID. There's just other little issues, but
Oh,
I'm fine now. I'm better now. But
good. That's the main
the
thing.
first couple of weeks was a nightmare.
Yeah, COVID hit me over the New Year period, which was crazy. It was rough, like really, really rough.
COVID hit friends of mine like really badly.
It's no
and
joke.
I was like, none of that karma over here, please.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
It is
but luckily
rough.
they're all fine now. So yeah, that's great.
Good. So it's been a while since we've done one of these shows, man. I've
No, it's been
missed
like
it. I've
a
missed it.
month.
I know.
Way
Obviously,
over a
we've got
month.
the watch along on Saturday night / Sunday morning.
Yeah.
But we've got to speak about the co-main event and the main event, bro. As we were saying before we came on here, that the card's not necessarily stacked, but the co-main event and the main event are just massive fights. Literally at two ends of the spectrum, you've got the smallest men and the biggest men. So we start with the co-main event. The first fight between these two was absolutely phenomenal. Like off the Richter scale. Like Brandon Moreno probably wasn't a bit of an unknown entity to most people. Figueiredo had really announced himself that year by beating Benavidez twice. First fight, he didn't get the belt because he missed weight. Second fight, destroyed him, became the new champion. And it looked as though he was just going to go on an absolute tear. Won another fight by guillotine on the same night that Brandon Moreno beat Royval, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Royval dislocated his shoulder, right?
Yeah.
And everyone wrote Moreno off. And then in the first fight, it was such a back and forth affair. But it ended as a draw. But if you remember, the main reason it ended as a draw is because Davison Figueiredo had a point deducted for a groin strike, which was one of the roughest groin strikes you'll see. I don't even know how Moreno finished that fight. So going into the second fight, everyone was like, well, Figueiredo's just too powerful, too strong. He's going to stop him. Anything but that in the second fight. Moreno dominated him on the feet, dominated him in the wrestling, and got a finish. However, this time, I don't know how to call it, bro. So I'm going to put this to you. Figueiredo is now training with Cejudo and working on his wrestling. Brandon Moreno is not very happy about it because him and Cejudo are meant to be decent friends. Is this going to make a change for this fight?
Oh, that's a tough question because obviously Cejudo's been in the coach's corner earlier in the year with Zhang Wei Li, and you saw the improvements she made in that Rose fight. You could argue she should have walked there with a belt. I do think it's going to make a difference. I don't know whether it's going to change the outcome of the fight because I don't know whether or not I don't know whether or not his head's going to be in the game because all I've seen in the build-up is Cejudo, the Moreno beef. Like Figueiredo says, I'm going to bring his head on the spike for Henry and stuff like that. I'm like, oh, this is cringy. This is cringy. Yeah, he's back in the business. But like, I think I saw a thing on BT Sport of Brandon Moreno, and he just looked happy. Happy, like
he always is.
Like
he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Like he knows what he's fighting for. Money's not the motivator for him. It's like it's his family. And like when I heard that, I was like, yeah, he's not gonna get stars right. You know, when some champions they have their first defense and they crumble like that, and then they just hot shot the belt back. But No, I've got a feeling that it's going to be. I think it's going to be a closer fight, but I think the outcome is going to be the same as the last time.
So you think? Do you think Moreno will get a stoppage, or do you think he'll go to points?
I don't know. I don't know because if you're Moreno, you just do the same again because it worked. You dictate the pace. Don't let him dictate the pace, and then it should be job done. But I don't know. It depends. It depends how much of the Cejudo factor is actually what depends how much of that factor Figueiredo implements into his game. Whether or not he wants to go to the ground, or whether or not he wants to try and knock him out.
It's very true. And one of the things that's really telling is you look at the first fight, Figueiredo was able to walk him down, but in the second fight, as you said, Moreno completely dictated and dominated the fight. Even with the jab was so crisp. He knocked him down with a jab. But one thing I didn't think I'd see is him be able to overpower him on the ground. Now, with the adjustments that I'm expecting Figueiredo to make, especially working with Henry Cejudo, do you think there's an argument to say if Figueiredo can keep the fight standing, he is the stronger fighter, he is the more powerful and more explosive fighter? Does he have a better chance of actually winning the fight if he can keep it standing? Or do you just think Moreno's a bit too slick for him?
No, I do feel like that if the longer it stays on the feet, the greater the chance that Figueiredo has to winning. I think I saw that Figueiredo blamed the weight cut to 125, and I do believe should he lose, that's him done at flyweight. Because you see photos, he looks like there's no fat on him at all. Like he looks like he kills himself at 125. So I do feel like that, regardless if he loses, that's him done at flyweight. Should go up to bantamweight because now that there's some fights there where I want to see in there. But yeah, I think got to keep it on the feet. Got to keep it on the feet for me.
I agree. Got a shout out to Franklin Cap in the comments. Just saying what's up. Hope you're well. Please do smash the like if you're watching as well. I'm gonna go out and I'm actually gonna predict a Moreno stoppage again. But I'm going slightly later. I think Figueiredo you might even start seeing Figueiredo looking for takedowns as well. But I think he's going to tire him out a lot quicker. And with the weight cut being so brutal, I think I'm going for a third or fourth round stoppage for Moreno. But I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I don't think it'll be ground strike. I think it will be a submission again.
Oh, no, I'm going to go with the decision. I think it's going to be an all-out war.
I hope so. Look, I think
it's going to be a decision. I want Moreno to retain.
The thing is, I like Figueiredo, and to be honest, even though Henry's got his act and he's a bit cringy, I'm not that opposed to Henry Cejudo, if I'm going to be honest. I actually don't mind him. I get it's an act with him. It's not like with Colby Covington where he kind of, in my opinion, steps over the line sometimes. I think Henry's kind of, he'll even make fun out of himself and all that. So I kind of don't mind Henry Cejudo, and Cejudo's certified as well. He's one of the best we've seen.
He's definitely coming back this year.
He has to. He has to.
He's definitely.
I don't know where he comes back or who he fights, but it'll be interesting. It'll be very interesting.
Yeah, that's a good.
So we're both going for Moreno then.
Yeah, I think we're both going Moreno retain.
Decent.
And then obviously because I think I saw a little fat like this is the first trilogy that's gone back to back to back in the UFC. They've done 3 fights in a row.
No, Stipe, call me a Fort Lewis.
Yeah, tapped him out.
Fort Lewis, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It is. That's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's mental. That
3 camps for the same person. That must be tedious, isn't it?
Yeah, I think Moreno got asked. He's like, like once he's done, I can focus on the winner of Askarov and Kai France, which is going to be a great fight as well.
Yeah. Shout out to Darren Robinson in the chat as well. Says Moreno for the win. So you agree with us? Be interesting to get everyone else's thoughts on it. And now we move to the other end of the scale, literally and figuratively. Former training partners used to be in the same gym, the MMA Factory in France. Now they are standing opposite each other, looking to take each other's head off. The 2 biggest, baddest men in combat sport in the world today. Cyril Gane, who as everyone says, you hear it in every single stream, podcast, or whatever. He's a heavyweight that moves like a middleweight. Clean, crisp technique, and just an array of striking. And then you have the absolute juggernaut, the hardest hitter in heavyweight history, in that has been recorded by human history. Francis Ngannou on the other end. Beauty versus the Beast. What are we saying there, Luke?
It's going to be a bit of a shock.
Go on.
I think we're going to go and no. I think Cyril's going to be undefeated come the end of the championship round. I think he's going to finish Ngannou in the championship rounds. I just think, I think he's going to get him by TKO. I just think the crispness, the quickness. I think Ngannou's got 2 rounds to finish him, and if he doesn't finish him, then I think he's going to be gassing for dear life as Gane just dances around the octagon, picking him off. If I'm Cyril Gane, I watched the Stipe 1 fight and just see, after 1 round, he was done. Because Francis is going to know that technically he's not in the same level as Cyril. And he knows that he's probably got 2 rounds tops to finish him. And if he doesn't, I can see Cyril Gane just, I wouldn't say walking away with the belt, but that's what it's going to be. It's going to be a technical masterclass, and it's all in front of Mr. John Jones. Because he's going to be there, baby.
We're going to go to him shortly. So obviously there's been the back and forth. There was an infamous time where Francis just walked past Cyril Gane. Francis has cleared that up and said he didn't want to walk past Cyril Gane, but obviously there's some tension between him and his old coach, Fernand. In this fight, though, do you know what I keep on picturing? Izzy versus Costa. In the sense of Costa was seen to be the power puncher, the big hitter, the walk you down and destroy, seek and destroy. And Izzy was that slick fighter who could pick you apart. I get feeling with this fight of that. And I'm not saying it's going to be as lopsided as that.
No.
I just see Cyril Gane being able to keep it in
At
his
range.
type of fight. But the only thing is, if I'm not mistaken, then Ngannou's got longer reach. He has got knockout power. And he has adapted his style and his approach. He's a lot more patient. His wrestling seems to have come on leaps and bounds. Are we writing off Francis because we haven't really seen him in there against someone like a Cyril Gane who's on their toes and willing to move around? Who's to say Francis can't match him for that?
Yeah, maybe. I just feel like Francis, his eye just seems completely off the ball. Like his eye is not being on the belt. It's been contract
Tyson
with
Fury.
Dana, Tyson Fury. I'm like,
yes,
you've got to win because you know what Dana's like. Because if Dana gets annoyed or pissed at you and you lose,
well, so that was going to be my next thing. I don't know if you've ever, are you a wrestling fan or did you watch wrestling back in the day, or you must have heard of the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah,
I get a few visions of this happen because if in my opinion Francis doesn't knock him out or doesn't win clearly on the in the fight, if it goes to scorecards and it's a close fight, I see it going to the way of Gane. For the thing of like contract, and I'm not saying that there's corruptness, but sometimes there is, and I wouldn't be surprised if Ngannou didn't get the nod if it goes to decision and it's a close fight. So that's another. And again, Tyson Fury stuff. Deal with that after the fight. You have got an absolute killer in front of you. I mean, we saw what Cyril Gane did to Derek Lewis.
Yeah.
Granted, Derek had an off night, but no one really does that to Derek Lewis.
A guy that Ngannou didn't even want to engage.
Exactly. And for obvious reason, let's be honest, like Derek hits you, you go to sleep usually, as we saw with Dorcas.
Yeah, that's Curtis Blades.
Yeah, yes. Well, And again, that's another person to use as an example because Curtis Blazer's been in there with Lewis and Ngannou, and obviously everyone talks about Ngannou's punching power, but he said Lewis is the hardest puncher he's ever been in. He said he doesn't remember anything about it apart from waking up in an ambulance. That's crazy.
Jeez.
And Cyril Gane went in there and he walked Derek Lewis down and
In
stopped
Houston.
him. He battered him. He battered him, as Darren Robinson saying in the comments. He absolutely destroyed him. So it's difficult to say. I mean, we've never seen Francis really fight off the back foot either.
No.
Can Cyril Gane show that whether Francis can he walk Francis down? There's so many questions in this fight.
I know, it's great.
Like, I genuinely believe like this is the best heavyweight fight that can be made. Like, I love Derek. Derek Lewis, my favorite heavyweight, but I do see his limitations in the cage, especially when it comes up against someone like a Cyril Gane. But this is magic, and the carrot at the end of this, not just winning the belt, not just getting worldwide fame and stardom. As you said, there's going to be a certain man in the arena, Mr. John Bones Jones.
See, Dana's played this to perfection. Because obviously, Jones wanted the Stipe fight. Jones wanted too much money. So Dana dashed him to the side, went, Ngannou, you get your second fight. And now Ngannou's having contract problems. So if he loses, he gets dashed and it's Jones versus Gane. See, Dana wins all the time.
He does.
You don't mess with Dana because Dana knows how to get you out of pocket and put him in pocket. But, John Jones, man. I don't know what to say about him.
So let me ask.
Great fighter,
you, one, do you think John Jones should walk straight into a title fight? Because I personally think he should have fought Stipe first.
Yeah, I do feel like he's jumping the queue, but as fighters say, Dana White privilege.
I know, but has John Jones done enough to get Dana White privilege? I'm not just talking about in the cage, just overall. And again,
outside the cage,
that as well. But also, his last couple of performances haven't been the most convincing. It's not like he dominated those fights and then went into walked off into the sunset with that division. Like a lot of people, including myself, had Dominic Reyes win that fight.
Yeah,
the Thiago Santos fight as well. I'll be honest, I had Thiago Santos win that fight as well.
And
so
Anthony Smith as well.
Anthony Smith could have lost it with a DQ with the illegal D. He's not covered himself in glory in his most recent fight. So I personally would have liked to have seen him in there with Stipe.
Far too much.
Yeah.
He's bulk up far too much. He wants to get to like 170 and then cut to 65, which makes no sense whatsoever.
To me, that's weird. Like, I get you want to put on a bit of muscle, which is fair enough, but I think Stipe's shown you don't have to be the biggest guy to be the best guy.
Yeah.
Cyril Gane, again, big guy, but
230, 240 Gane?
Around the 240 mark. Francis is just an anomaly. He's built like that. He's probably born 200 pounds, Francis Ngannou, full muscle. I don't get why Jones is really trying to bulk up. But again, he's the professional. I'm not. But it feels a bit weird because is he going to be able to handle the weight on him? Is he still going to have his same cardio?
That's speed.
It's speed, explosiveness.
Well, he's training with Triple C as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and apparently he's been getting dominated on the mat as well. So,
oh, is it?
Yeah, apparently he said that he had an Olympic wrestler and basically he ragdolled him around. I'm like, ooh, maybe
that's good though. Humbling.
Yeah, maybe he's going to get humbling. He needs.
So, you're going for Gane. I'm actually going for a Gane win as well.
Yeah,
I'd like Francis to win. But I like Cyril Gane as well. So
Francis needs to win because you went because I think he said, after this, I'm not fighting for 500 grand. I need more money. And I was like, well, you're not going to get more money unless you win.
Yeah.
Because he's got one fight left on his contract afterwards.
Yeah. And his contract expires at the end of the year, even if he doesn't fight that fight as well. If I'm not mistaken.
He's running out of options. When you throw down the gauntlet to Dana, there's only one winner.
Yeah, it's true. Before we wrap up, who's the tougher fight for John Jones? Cyril Gane or Francis Ngannou?
Cyril Gane. It's just his speed. his speed, and if he is still bulking to 170, 270, 275, then Gane's gonna use that speed and crisp striking. Like even the clips of him doing the pads with the elbows of the Muay Thai was just
so fluid, isn't it?
crisp.
So fluid. He's actually a joy to watch. He really is. From a technical standpoint, he's a joy to watch.
He's the new school of heavyweights. Like this is like
Tom
two
Aspinall's another one like that.
era-defining fighters. You got Ngannou, knockout power, versus Gane, the new school heavyweight that moves like a middleweight.
Yeah. Gane's like, and again, another person I really am looking forward to seeing that progress, Tom Aspinall, because he reminds me of that new school as well.
UFC London, baby.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be special, that is.
Being confirmed.
Hoping they get a good card on that for that. Really, yeah.
Paddy Pimlet's on it, so that's going to be
He
great.
is. I thought he'd been fighting Cowboy, but he's not, is he?
No, he shot that down, called Charles Sonnen out as well.
Yeah.
He was a lying little sod.
Bit of a weird move that. I think the Cowboy fight could have been good for him. Get him a bit more notoriety and credible name as well.
Yeah. It's a card this week. Well, what a main event this week.
Indeed.
Event this weekend.
Looking forward to it. Really am. Well, Luke, going to wrap up there. Obviously, we're going to be back on Saturday morning / Sunday. Yes. Saturday night / Sunday morning for the live watch along. I'm looking forward to it. The first one of 2022. Hopefully we see fireworks. I suspect we'll see some great fights.
Oh, yeah.
So all that's left for you guys to do, smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and leave your predictions below. So we see you Saturday / Sunday. Take care, people.